Battle through the firmament. Great world. Chapter 471. Rage. What do you want with him? Elder Yi took a deep breath and forced himself to calm down. He stared at Xiaoyan and asked, Sins. There is actually a student who is so bold as to attack an elder in public and wreak havoc in the punishment department. What are the rules of the academy? Before Xiaoyan could speak, an elder who was older than him shouted furiously. An elder of the punishment department, quickly capture this kid and hand him over to Elder Su for punishment. Elder Zu, you must not. Elder Yi's heart skipped a beat when he heard this, and he hurriedly spoke out to stop him. Elder Zu was a dignified figure in the punishment department. After his voice faded, although most of the elders were hesitating, there were still a few elders who couldn't help but attack. They attacked Xiaoyan from all directions. In an instant, rainbow lights appeared in all directions in the hall, and a frightening aura spread out wildly, causing all the guards outside the hall to be stunned. None of them dared to stop him. Let's see who dares to stop me. At this moment, the hostility in Xiaoyan's heart had finally erupted. In the past, he had been enduring patiently in the academy and had never had any direct confrontation with anyone. But now, after being repeatedly attacked by these elders, even a clay figurine would get angry, let alone Xiaoyan. Boom! The blue flame ruler was held in his hand. The ruler's shadow moved continuously, scattering the origin kiss that flew over. Xiaoyan faced the few elders that were attacking him from all directions. Not only did he not feel any fear in his heart, but he was also filled with endless excitement. Crazy. This is simply crazy. Elder Yi and the rest of the elders looked at the imminent war with pale faces. They gritted their teeth and suddenly shouted at the few people behind them. Wei Tong went there and called him over. A relatively young elder hurriedly responded. Wei Tong was entrusted by Elder Guo Yan to go to the outer court. I will call him over immediately. As soon as he finished speaking, this elder had already rushed out of the hall in a hurry. Under the shocked expressions of the students, he soared into the sky and rushed towards the direction of the outer court. I'll go look for Elder Su. Seeing that the battle between Xiaoyan and the few elders could no longer be stopped, Elder Yi gritted his teeth and rushed out of the hall once again. His cold gaze swept across the hundreds of students outside as he furiously shouted, All of you, get out of here. After saying that, Elder Yi's expression turned ugly, and he rushed towards the direction of the technique impartation square. He really couldn't understand what kind of crazy thing Xiaoyan had done to cause havoc in the punishment department. In just a short period of time, Elder Yi arrived at the technique impartation square and barged into the main hall where Su Jiang was. At this moment, Su Jiang, Elder Xiao, and Elder Wu were discussing the various matters that would happen 3 days later. What? Xiaoyan has caused a huge disturbance in the punishment department. Upon hearing Elder Yi's urgent words, Su Jiang furrowed his brows and didn't say anything. Elder Wu turned pale with fright. He stood up from his seat and mumbled, How is this possible? Xiaoyan had always been a steady man. How could he do such a crazy thing? Also, why did he look for Wei Tong? Although Elder Xiao was shocked, he quickly recovered his senses. He glanced at Su Jiang indifferently and said, Elder Su, Xiaoyan is now a student of your realm in Valley. You have the final say in how you want to punish him. It's quite interesting to cause havoc in the punishment department. Su Jiang smiled and said casually when he heard this. Interesting. Elder Yi was stunned. He looked at Su Jiang in disbelief. In his memory, Su Jiang's character was incomparably cold. He was extremely protective of the academy's interests. Anyone who dared to offend the academy would receive endless revenge from the former. Why did his temperament change this time? There's no rush. We can take a look at the strength of those elders. If a few elders joined hands and can't even deal with a single student, the arrogance in their hearts will also be greatly reduced. The corner of Su Jiang's mouth rose, and then he said with a cold gaze, Elder Yi, go and find Wei Tong and ask him what that guy has done. Elder Yi's heart trembled. Without saying another word, He left the hall. Elder Su, what are you thinking? The punishment department is an important organization that protects the safety of the academy. No matter what Xiaoyan does, if the other academies find out about this, how will they discuss the Yunlo Academy? Although he valued Xiaoyan very much, Elder Wu still shook his head in disbelief and said with a heavy heart. Elder Wu, do you know what I have seen the most in Star Moon Island? What? Su Jiang suddenly changed the topic. Elder Wu was stunned and said subconsciously, our academy lacks students who dare to resist. The resistance here is not against the enemy, but against the authority around us. Su Jiang's expression was solemn. The figures of Kang Feng, Zhou Buyi, and the others appeared in his mind. Even if it was Ma Huyang and Lin Dao in the past, when they received unreasonable requests from the elders, although they were unwilling, they would still carry it out. This is one of the reasons why the Yunlo Academy is weaker than the other academies. But, if the students don't listen to orders, wouldn't it be chaotic? Elder Wu stroked his beard and said with some doubt. Wrong. Towards those powerful students, my experience in battle is far more flexible than the elders' orders. As he spoke, Su Jiang once again thought of Shang Shaoshan. When the latter faced Kang Feng's attack, he did not hesitate to cripple himself in order to escape from the latter's vicious attack. This method deeply shocked him. Furthermore, it's time to reorganize the punishment department. Elder Wu, the position of elder with real power isn't very satisfactory. Su Jiang looked at Elder Wu and said with a cold expression. Everything. I'll listen to Elder Su's orders. Elder Wu shook his head and sighed. Obviously, he tacitly agreed with Su Jiang's words. Elder Shao sat by the side and did not speak since the beginning. After hearing Su Jiang's words, he could not help but nod his head. The academy did not nurture students who listened to the instructions of the elders. If they lost the courage and soul in their hearts because of this kind of student would definitely not be able to achieve great things. After all, this great world was not a peaceful academy. Xiaoyan, hurry up and surrender. Be obedient and accept your punishment. The 5 of them attacked at the same time. 5 powerful and majestic origin key pillars surged out explosively, forcing Xiaoyan to retreat. Elder Zhu, who was the first to speak, berated coldly. Crack. Xiaoyan's expression was cold. He didn't say anything. He dodged the attack of the 5 origin key pillars. His body spun in the air, and his feet stepped on a pillar. The huge force caused a clear crack to appear on the pillar. With the help of this force, Xiaoyan once again rushed towards the 5 of them like a cannonball. The origin key in his body whistled, and in an instant, it transformed into a huge white tiger. The white tiger roared furiously, and its sharp claws ripped apart the thick origin key, and it rushed towards the 5 elders. Stubborn fool. Elder Zhu's beard was trembling with anger. He shouted coldly, Elders, use the great defensive formation. As he spoke, a token appeared in his hand. His fingertip was like a sword as it swiftly shot a few strands of pure origin key into the token. In an instant, a scarlet light surged on the token. A scarlet light source rushed out from within and connected with the scarlet light source that the other 4 elders shot out from the token. Instantly, thousands of red light pillars seemed to be hanging down from the top of the hall. It crashed down like a cage. Xiaoyan was completely trapped inside. His movement was blocked by the red light cage. Xiaoyan looked around with a gloomy expression, and the anger in his heart was getting stronger and stronger. Xiaoyan, you are in the wrong. Snorting, Elder Zhu and the other 4 elders stopped. The former looked at Xiaoyan and said in a clear voice. Although the defensive formation deployed by the 5 of them was weak, if it was trapped, even a true Emperor cultivation warrior wouldn't be able to come out. Know your mistake. Ha 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 ha. Xiaoyan let out a dark and cold smile. After which, he placed his hands together. 2 flames suddenly rose from his palm. Everyone instantly felt a frightening strength slowly spreading from the former's palm. You guys are using the great protective formation. I don't mind turning this great hall of yours into ashes. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Dot.